You know it's this. Take a perk and a talk of that shit. Money swallowing like sis. Did it perfect in the kid. Got a billion who sang on my head. Look up better. Put on the road I just spent. I know we got $1 million. The devil that shit ain't not cheaper again.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to MangaMuse. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the second part of What If Deku Meets Komi Can't Communicate. Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of Leonardo 18 anime on fanfiction.net. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. The whole cafeteria was in total desperation. Students were running from all direction possible and harming others. Some tried to jump but they didn't have enough space. Komi was still hiding under the table while Tadano tried to save her. Komi! Scream him! The girl saw Tadano trying to reach her but it was kind hard with so many people pushing him around. What do I do? Thought him. As he was near her, he could tell she was scared, he even saw some cat ears and a tail appearing out of her. He thought it might be her quirk, but it might activate when she was scared like this. He needed to make her calm and fast otherwise she could have a panic attack. Komi, wait, I am here. Said him now reaching near the table. The beauty saw the boy near her and she was disbelief that he was trying to hold all this people and come back just to save her. Tadano! Said her in a whisper. Quick, grab my hand. Said Tadano. The girl was a bit nervous at first, she has never held a boy hand before but she could understand that in this situation it wasn't a matter of choice since she needed to go and leave this place before something bad happened. Come on, Komi. We need to leave. Said him. The girl felt like a rush moment and grabbed his hand. Soon Tadano managed to take Komi out of the table and soon guide her towards outside of the cafeteria. Let's go. Said him. The two soon were running alongside all the other students. It was one of the few times that Komi wasn't being looked by everyone and she was glad for that since she wanted to run as fast as she could right now. Everyone! Please follow the right paths. Scream Ida on the top of the emergency exit. What is he doing? Thought both Tadano and Komi. Tadano, Komi over here. Scream Najimi from a different area. The two soon spotted the purple-haired student and they were in an area with few people and one that students were ignoring for some reason. Let's go this way. There's few people in here, said they as the trio left the cafeteria. Komi and Tadano soon follow Najimi and in a few minutes later they out of the cafeteria. Later in 1D. The trio as well a group of other students soon arrived at their classroom. Everyone was in shock or in state of fear, understable since in other way to speak they were civilians and not the ones that the villains would be coming over to attack. Holy hell, that was intense, said Najimi. I never imagined something like this would happen in UA, said Tadano. The two soon looked to see Komi who was looking kind of nervous and shaking. Komi, how are you feeling? Asked Tadano. The girl took out a notebook and decided to write down what she wanted to say, this way it would be easier to express herself without speaking. I was scared. The two childhood friends look at Komi with a look of worry, she was about one step away from crying. Hey, calm down, you're safe and that's what matter, said Tadano. Yeah. I guess the villain who decided to attack UA sugs so much that he couldn't even cause a major harm in a student, said Najimi. Then Komi took out her notebook and started writing some more. What if this was just a distraction? Hey now, why would they want to distract UA teachers? We got All Might now, I would say that the days of villains attack UA are over, said Najimi all confident. But what if there is a day that the villains won? Like the heroes lose? Wrote Komi worried. Tadano saw that and he could guess that Komi was afraid of villains, who can blame her, they do so many horrible things for their own sakes so it was no surprise that she was afraid of them. I don't know Komi, we are all used to see heroes win that I guess I never thought about it, said Najimi. Komi looked a little shaken yet, like this event was so scared for her and Tadano couldn't blame her. So he decided to try calm her and make sure she was okay for today. Look Komi, UA being primarily a hero school, things like this are about to happen. We are lucky that the security system are really good, and we have a ton of pros in here protecting us, said Tadano. Yes, I mean it's like there are spies in this school. That would be too much cliché, said Najimi with a laugh, though of a student being a spy in this school would be so obvious. Of course UA would double check everyone to make sure they are legit. Then the door from the class burst open in full strength as the rest of the class arrived and they wanted to see if Komi was okay. Komi! Scream everyone! The people went there to see if Komi was fine or if she was somewhat hurt. They couldn't bear to see the beauty of UA with a single mark or something else. Are you okay? Asked Himiko. Did they hurt you? Please answer. Scream Onigashima. She looks so scared, said Sasaki. Do you need anything? Asked Chishaku. How are you feeling? Asked Nakanaka. Please tell us something. Scream Yamai. Hey, calm down, give her some space, said Oneheim. You look scared, said Otori, all calm. The whole class went to give attention to Komi while Tadano tried to see if she was okay, and from the looks of it she didn't like having all that unwanted attention. Soon the teacher arrived and made sure that they went back to their seats. Everyone get back to your seats, said her. As they all went back to their seats, Iten-sensei went to explain what happened today at the cafeteria. If you all want to know what happened, I am glad to say that this wasn't a villain attack. Some reporters tried to pass by the security system and triggered the alarm, they were already dealt with and nobody got hurt, said her. The class felt a lot better now. The idea that all that mess was caused because some reporters wanted some scoop on the heroes is beyond insanity. Just how desperate were they? That's insane, said Taisei. Yes, how much are they getting paid for this? Asked Yadano. A lot if they have to do things like this, said Shinobino. Yes, let's all be thankful that the poor BSTRD want someone trying to hurt some kids, said Najimi. What if someone used this as a distraction? Asked Mikuni. Yeah, like we live in a comic book. Nobody would be planning to attack while this happened, it would be too much coincidence, said Onigashima. The class soon went back to normal, and they continued their daily activities. They rewent a hero course, so what they had to talk about. Topics that they couldn't discuss. Later. Okay everyone, I have something important to say, said Iten. The class all felt nervous and wonder what could it be. You all have to choose a class president. It's the highest position. Any volunteers, or do I have some nominations? Asked the teacher. The whole class soon looked at Komi and wonder what would be like if she was student president. I would like to nominate Komi for president. She is so serene and elegant. And charismatic and pretty. She has a certain mature beauty but has a lot to do with accessories with a black cat motif that also represent her quirk. And her irises have a hint of violet. She irons her clothes every day. And her index finger is the perfect length. And type A people are super punctilious. She would be a great class president, said Yamai in total creep mode. Wow! Where did she get all that? Thogot, Tadano and Komi. However, while the whole class was on board for that idea, Najimi wanted to play a little bit with this whole thing. Wait a minute. I am against Komi be president, said Najimi. Oh no. What are you doing? Thought Tadano. Najimi soon got a lot of stares thrown at them and everyone wondered what the MSTR of communication had to say. What do you mean, Osana? Asked the teacher. I don't think class president is high enough for Komi, said Najimi. The whole class looked a bit confused at that statement and wondered what was Najimi talking about. What do you mean? Asked Yamai. You think Komi is not fit to be president? Asked Nakanaka. No, I think she would be great but... said Najimi. Huh? Said the whole class confused. I think Komi should be something higher than a president. Screamed Najimi. The whole class soon ended up understanding the idea and was 100% behind. Yes. Komi doesn't need this lousy title of president. Screamed Yamai. Komi-chan needs something higher, said Onigashima. This should be fun, said one mine. Let throw ideas, said Naruse. But what could be higher than a president? Asked Himiko. A few minutes later. After some really weird choices of power they went to call Komi the goddess of the class 1D. Okay Komi, it's decided. Komi is the goddess of the classroom, said the teacher. Yeah. Said the whole class. And who is going to be the president? Asked her. Then everyone went quiet. They had no idea on who wanted the position of president. What about Tadano? Asked one mine. Yes, he fits the file, said Himiko. Sounds perfect, said Sanada. Tadano doesn't sound like a bad choice, said Agary. Whatever, he would be useless either way, said Yamai. The whole classroom ended up voting for Tadano, who didn't had a chance to speak. Okay, Tadano, you are the class rep, said the teacher. Huh? Asked Tadano in surprise. Nice job, president, said Najimi with a smirk as they were appointed as vice president. The boy felt that this would be more work for him, but then he saw Komi writing something on her notebook. Hope you do a good job. The plain boy just smiled at that and had his hope lifted. Komi is making progress, and this what's important. While they were looking at each other, another person was seeing them. She is so cool, I wonder if she knows about me, thought a shy girl named Himiko Agary. In UA. Himiko Agary is a girl from class 1D. She is noted to have messy green hair, glasses and a very awkward personality. Right now, she was at the library of the school, getting some books to study or to read for later. She much rather be alone with no person staring at her. However, this time someone was staring at her, in the creepiest way possible, and it was Komi. Is she observing me? Thought Agary in fear as she saw Komi peeking through one of the bookshelves. The girl didn't know why Komi was even trying to see her. She thought someone so pretty, smart and popular wouldn't even care for a nobody like her. Sure, they are in the same class, but it doesn't mean she was going to know who she was. In Agary's mind she was a silent, calm and cool girl, not knowing what kind person Komi really is. She is so pretty, and look at me. I am so nervous, not cute, and I am a little chubby, short-legged and nearsighted. I am awful at introducing myself, I tremble when I write on the blackboard and I never raised my hand. Komi can do all of these things and she doesn't even need to lift a finger, thought Agary, feeling bad. Komi kept looking at her in a creepy way. Why is Komi staring at me? It's so scary. Have I done something wrong? Thought Himiko. Agary then felt something bad happening on her body. Her stomach was in so much pain because of the tress. Why this is making my stomach hurt so much? Thought Agary in pain. On the bathroom. Agary felt better once she went to use the toilet. Nobody was there to see her and she could relax. This is my personal space. No one can see me. No is paying attention. I love this place. I wish I could stay for. Thought her. However, before she could finish this sentence she saw a nice pair of shoes on the other side of the door and she heard some kind of noise too. She recognized who it was immediately. Said Komi. Omi. Said Agary in fear. The pretty girl just wanted to see if Agary was feeling better, but of course because of the lack communication it just made look like Komi was stalking Himiko because she did something wrong to her, much to the horror of the awkward girl. I am sorry. Sorry. I don't know what I did, but I am sorry. Please, I will do anything you want. Just go easy on me. Please, by God. Buddha. Komi. Said Himiko, begging for mercy. Komi then decided to leave, because she felt Agary needed to be alone for a while. Once the other girl was gone, Agary felt safe. Now it's my chance, said her. While the girl was going through the halls, her teacher saw her. Agary, do me a favor please? Asked her. Eep. What is it, Iten-sensei? Asked Agary. P.E will be in the gym for the 6th PRD instead of outside. Please inform your classmates in person, said her. But, sure, I will do that. Said Agary, nervous because she felt Komi looking at her again. That's the spirit, said the teacher. The girl soon rushed toward her classroom, however the thought of doing an announcement was enough to make her stomach feel bad again. Oh no, why did I agree in doing this? My stomach is in pandemonium. Thought her. She then felt she could do it, mostly because her conscience was telling her that. It will be alright, Himiko Agary. Calm down and loudly say what you need. It will be quick and easy. Speak clearly and don't be timid, said her imaginary self in the form of her conscience. The girl then took a deep breath and was preparing to talk. That's right. It's worse if I have to repeat myself. I will loudly say, though," her. Then when she entered in the classroom she couldn't even say the announcement, she sounded like a duck. Pwaw! Said her. Agary felt everyone staring at her and she started to panic. She was feeling nervous not only because of that, but also Komi had returned. So Agary decided to shout out the announcement. P.E is in the 6th PRD. Scream her. Everyone in class just looked at her a bit confused and wondered what in the world just happened right now. However, Agary felt happy that she did manage to get her message. Later that day, Himiko was now in the library again and she wanted to stay there a little bit. She wanted to feel alone after that whole fiasco, but also escape Komi. Okay, I did it and everybody heard me loud and clear. Good, I think I need to try this more, said her, all nervous. The girl then decided to keep walking and then she bumped into someone. Ouch! Said her. I am so sorry, said an awkward and innocent voice. The girl recognized that voice and she saw the boy who said that. The two had a look of surprise in their faces. Himiko. Izuku. Deku, what is going on? Asked Uraraka, now coming with Ida. Oh my, are you okay my fellow student? Asked Ida, all serious like always. It's okay, I didn't saw where I was going and bumped my head. That happens all the time, said Himiko. I am glad. That I didn't hurt you, Himiko, said Izuku, feeling a bit nervous. Oh, it's okay, that didn't hurt, said her. You two know each other? Asked Uraraka. Yes, she is my cousin, said Izuku with a smile. Cousin! Scream Ida and Uraraka. The two students then looked at two and soon saw some similarities. Now that you mention, I can see the family resemblance, said Ida. Yes, in what length are you two cousins? Asked Uraraka. She is the daughter of my mom's sister, Midoriya is my dad's family name, said Izuku. It's a pleasure to meet you, said Himiko, bowing all nervous. Wow, I guess that way of talking runs in the family. Said Uraraka with a laugh. Well, we weren't always the best in interactions, said Izuku, nervous, because he and Himiko were always a mess when it came to talk with other kids. It's okay, now we are in high school, it's a different time to meet new people, sighed Ida. Yes, it's nice to meet you, Himiko-chan, said Uraraka. Well, it's a pleasure, and by my guess you two are also in the hero course? Asked her. Yes, we are both heroes in training with Midoriya. Are you also in the hero course? Asked Ida. Heavens no, I can never see myself as heroine. I am just a plain regular student, said Himiko. Well, education it's important and UA has some of the best teachers in the country, so you choose a good school, said Uraraka. So why are you here, Himiko? Isn't time for you class? Asked Izuku. Well, said Himiko, nervous. Then the tension got bigger because they felt someone staring at them. Komi was back at looking at Himiko, and this time the trio of hero student also felt that. What is going? Asked Uraraka in fear. Komi. Screamed Himiko in fear. Himiko, calm down. I am sure you can resolve whatever you did with your classmate, said Ida. I can't deal with Komi-chan. Said her scared. What? Why? Asked Uraraka. Aren't you classmates? Asked Izuku. She is not just my classmate, she is our goddess. Said Agary, now running away. The trio heard that answer and was beyond confused on what kind answer was that. What? Asked them. While Agary had some troubles today, Komi wasn't stalking her just to mess her up. She wanted to talk to her, but knowing Komi, she wasn't doing her best to communicate. So how did this started? Why was Agary being stalked by Komi? Well, let's go back. 20 minutes before. Najimi was talking with Komi and Tadano on who the girl should be go next to become a friend. Anyway, she can't be friends with just anyone. Komi will get along with some people better than others. Said Najimi. Why are you bringing this up? Asked Tadano, confused as Komi was lost. Najimi soon started to laugh a little bit. He. I've listed my friends, over 100 people here in UA, with personality traits closets to Komi's. We can use this to choose Komi next friend. Said Najimi, showing off the list of friends that could be a good match with Komi. The duo were amazed to see how well organized Najimi had put that list. It was like something that Komi could see as her Bible to see and try to help in her quest to have 100 friends. Wow, that's amazing, said Tadano. Yes, it took me just 2 hours to make it, said Najimi with a smirk. So who should we start? Asked Tadano. Najimi took the two and looked at their classroom, looking particularly at a girl with green hair and glasses. Well, our top candidate is our classmate, Himiko Agary, said Najimi. Oh, the nervous girl, said Tadano, remembering how Agary acted. Yeah, that the one. She's great, but she's CK at interpersonal relations. To be precise, if a single person even looks at her, she clashes, goes into convulsions, can't breathe, stammers, sweats and etc. Said Najimi, listing the problem with Agary. That sounds severe. Thought both Tadano and Komi. I also heard she has a cousin on the hero course, said Najimi. What? That sound amazing. He must be a really strong and likable person, said Tadano, thinking of super amazing person that was in the hero course. They have different last name, but if you look at the two you could see them as siblings or something, said Najimi. Tadano was just thinking on Agary cousin, while Komi was impressed and wanted to talk with Agary immediately, so she decided to take action. While she can't talk with others, she is not made of stone and she will take action. Okay, now for candidate number 2 is. Said Najimi, ready to talk. However, Komi was gone from their sight. Where is Komi? Asked Najimi. Agary is gone too, said Tadano, seeing that the girl wasn't in class also. So while Tadano and Najimi were looking for Komi, the appealing girl was trying to look and talk to Agary, who kept running away. On the library. Agary ran away from Komi while the hero course trio were just confused on what was going on. Why was Izuku cousin running away from this appealing student? Wait, Himiko. Said Izuku, wanting to help his cousin, but she was gone. The group just looking odd at this scene, because what was going on? They then look at Komi staring at them and they all had a chill down their spines. She is scary. Thought the three. Komi then decided to go away, making the group be a little confused. What just happened? Asked Izuku. I don't know. How come such a appealing girl be so scary? Asked Uraraka. This isn't good behavior for a UA student. Said Ida. While they were confused, they knew this wasn't something that related to them. It was something that was all about Agary classroom. Back in the present. Komi wrote down her progress to Tadano, explaining to him what she has been doing. Oh, so you never talked to Agary? Asked Tadano, reading the note. Komi went to a gloom look. She looked so sad and down, making Tadano feel bad for saying that. It's all right. You will have another chance. Said Tadano, trying to cheer her up, and then someone else came towards the two. Komi, said a girl. The duo looked around and saw Agary standing there on the hallway of UA. Agary. Said Tadano, surprised. You stared at me all day and freaked me out. Said Agary, screaming towards Komi. Komi had a look of surprise because she didn't know she was staring at Agary. She wanted to just look at her, but she was giving a bad presence. I don't know why you were looking at me, but, thank you, I did something I didn't think I could do. So, thank you very much. Said Agary, smiling and blushing, bowing to Komi. Komi blushes a little bit and Tadano had a little smile on his face. I sense a match here. Wanna be friends? Asked Tadano because he knew this was a good opportunity. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. I am not worthy of being Komi friend. Said Agary, running away. But she is not going to do anything bad for you. Said Tadano. Agary stopped and she looked a bit odd at the two. Oh well, I will do my best. I will be super faithful and I can Komi servant. Said Agary with a smile. The duo looked at that in awe. Agary wanted to be Komi servant, at least she didn't want it to be a dog. I will be everything that you want me to be. Asked Agary. She is a bit energetic. Though Tadano. In the end Komi got another friend. At the end of day. So she is trying to get 100 friends? Asked Agary to Komi, who was with Najimi and Tadano. Yes, she is not that great in communication, so me and Najimi are trying to help her get as many friends as possible, said Tadano. Well, I am happy that I was the first choice. It makes me feel so special, thank you Komi. Said Agary with a smile. Komi just smiled at that. She felt great and blessed that she now had a new friend. She is so cool. Thought Agary. Well, now we have a new friend in the group. One with big bub that we can mess with, said Najimi with a smirk as she looked like a pervert. Ah. Najimi, don't do this, said Agary, nervous, protecting her bub. Oh come on, we are both girls. There is nothing wrong with that, said Najimi with a smirk. I still don't trust this. Hey Komi, what do you want to do now? Asked Tadano to the girl. Komi doesn't know what to do now. She usually just goes home after school, she never imagined hanging out after school. I don't know. I never hanged out after class. Later. The four decided to eat something, maybe some dumplings or something quick. Nothing major because that won't spoil their appetite for dinner. So you guys want to go with me eating dumplings? Asked Agary. Yes, this should be a fine quick eat for Komi, said Najimi. Well, I don't want to mess Komi's appetite or make her think I have bad taste, said Agary. Well, it's good that you want to share something with Komi, all she wants is to be your friend, said Tadano. I wouldn't mind be her maid, servant or even her SLV. I can be anything you want Komi, said Agary with a smile. Komi felt a bit nervous and she didn't know what to say. Tadano just looked at her and did a motion of don't say anything. Meanwhile, Izuku, Uraraka and Ida were leaving their classroom and going toward the train station. While walking they saw Himiko again. Hey Deku, it's your cousin and she is with. Said Uraraka. She stopped talking because they saw that Himiko was with Komi, the prettiest girl in UA. So pretty. Thought the trio. Oh hi Izuku. Don't worry about me, Komi and I made it up. We are friends now, said Agary to her cousin. Oh this is great, said Izuku. Yes, Komi have you meet my cousin Izuku? He is in the hero course, said Agary to her new friend. Komi just smile at the trio and of course the young heroes just go nuts over her. So bright. Thought the trio. Well we are going to grab a bite now. Have a good day, so do any of you now. Said Tadano and then Agary shouts out. I know a good spot. This place has dumplings with handmade dough and they make sure their meat is well. Said Agary going on a mumble about food. As the 1D group went off the trio of hero students were a little weirded off by Agary mumble. It's like Izuku mumbling but it was about food instead of heroes. She likes dumplings? Asked Ida. It's something that her mom and my have this kind of way. It's a bit embarrassing, said Izuku nervous. Well I am glad that your cousin is getting new friends Midoriya-kun. It's good to see family members getting social with other people, said Ida. Yes, even someone with a big CHST, said Uraraka jealous of Agary. What? Asked Izuku. Nothing. Said Uraraka nervous. As the hero student went home the regular group went to eat some dumplings and they had a great time. Komi felt embraced because now she had a little group of friends. She has started her list. 97 people to go. At the Komi household. Komi waked like usual and went to eat her breakfast with her family. She usually wakes up all groggy and was still a bit tired. She had ate her breakfast with her family. Once she had breakfast she went to the bathroom, and she did a little smile. If she wanted to make more 97 friends she needs to smile more. She then put her UA uniform and then she was about to leave. However before she leave her father gave her a present. Komi was so happy to see what was inside that her cat ears appeared, and she loved her present so much. After that she went to school. While walking to school Komi the usual happened, people stopped what they were doing, and they started to look at Komi. It was like she was the Venus and everyone wanted to look at her. In every one point they were crying of joy, because she was too appealing. However, in Komi's point of view everyone was whispering about her and she was feeling awkward around these people. Once she finally arrived at UA the first person she saw was Tadano. Oh Komi. Good morning, said him. The girl felt a little nervous, because she hasn't talked all morning. Usually, her and her family could make it the morning without talking, also she went to school without speaking without a single person. So when Tadano talked to her she felt all nervous. What is wrong? Asked him. Later in class. Komi showed what her father have gifted her, a cell phone. She looked very proud of her phone, even though it was a flip phone. What's up? Asked Tadano confused. She then started to type on her phone, however she was getting a little behind on her message skills. She wanted to text in her cell phone and Tadano was unfazed by her behavior. Komi tried to make it quick but she pushed the wrong button, then held delete too long and erased everything. So she decided to grab her notebook. I finally got a cell phone. But that's an old-style flip phone, thought Tadano. Tadano then decided to ask Komi why she was within cell phone. You didn't have a cell phone before? Asked him. I didn't need one. That's so sad. Thought Tadano. But now I need one. Asked Tadano surprised. Thanks to you, I have friends now. Komi. Thought Tadano in tears. Tadano felt so proud that Komi was now being a lot open and getting more friends. She had enough to put them in her new cell phone. And I want to put my new friends' phone numbers here. Okay, but why do you decide to get an old flip phone? Asked Tadano. My father thought it was better to get an old cell phone before I get enough friends for an smartphone. Wow. Komi dad is really smart, thought Tadano. Komi looked a little optimistic and Tadano felt like today was going to be a really productive day. I want to have my new friends' numbers today. Oh right, said Tadano happy. Tadano got up from his chair and decided to go on with this plan. Let's go ask Najimi and Agary, said Tadano. Komi didn't got up from her chair and Tadano wondered what she was doing. She's pausing longer than usual today, though at him, and then Komi wrote something in her notebook. I rely on you too much. I'll do it myself. Somehow. Komi. This is so sudden. Though Tadano in tears. The boy felt like a parent watching his child grow. Soon Komi decided to grab the phone number of the resident purple-haired teenager with amazing communication skills. Najimi was on their desk and soon Komi arrived near the student. Oh Komi. Good morning, what's up? Asked Najimi. Then Komi arrived and with her trembling, muttering and scary presence that made Najimi back away. What? Why is pointing an old phone at me? Why isn't Tadano helping me? Thought Najimi scared. Sorry Najimi, all I can do is watch, thought Tadano looking while hiding behind his desk. Komi then grabbed a piece of paper and handed it towards Najimi, then she pointed at her phone. Cell phone? Asked Najimi confused. Then she pointed at the classroom chalkboard and towards the date. Date, numbers, oh you want my cell numbers? Asked Najimi and everything made sense. Good. That is good. Thought Tadano all happy. Why don't I just punch it for, oh I get it. Tadano heart is in the right place but he is dumb, said Najimi and Komi just nodded that. Why is Najimi talking about me? Thought Tadano. Komi got Najimi number. Soon she went towards Agary desk. Oh good morning Komi. Do you want something? A massage? Some juice? Use me as your desk. Tell me what you need. Asked Agary. Don't go complicated things. Thought Tadano. Soon Komi hold her phone and Agary understood what she was meaning. Oh you want my number? Sure. Said Agary. Agary put her number on Komi phone and handed it over to the pretty girl again. Call me later. I can be of your service and do anything you want, said Agary with a smile. She doesn't want you as a maid. Though Tadano. Komi felt happy that she got her two girlfriends' phone numbers. Well now you got everyone right? Asked Tadano. However Komi started to blush and then Tadano understood why she was blushing. There was only one person left, him. Oh yes, just me, said Tadano nervous. Tadano was blushing red, Komi was also blushing. Alright, in that case let me put it, said Tadano. The girl handed her phone to him and Tadano put his number there. Here you go, said Tadano all nervous. The two kept blushing red the whole time, meanwhile Tadano was internally screaming. Aya! Scream him Minatali. Tadano felt super nervous, but Komi did a really huge step on her quest to make new friends. She now was going to call people and talk to them over her phone. Things were going to get more excited for her. At Komi house. Komi recently got interested in seeing how her cell phone would work. The good thing about a flip phone is that there weren't that many things that the phone can do. She was even pretending to be having a talk with someone. She looked at her contacts and saw the few that were in there. While doing her pretend call she accidentally clicked a number and it was Tadano. Hello? Asked Tadano in the other line. She looked in terror and soon hanged up. She soon started to walk in her room in panic, not knowing what she did and what was going to happen next. Then the worst actually happened. Ring ring ring. Komi looked in horror at her phone. With Tadano. The teen just looked confused of why Komi suddenly called him and hanged up. Hello? Komi? Asked Tadano confused. He decided to see if things were okay and if Komi needed something. I assume you called by accident, but I called you back, to make sure you re-okay. If you re-okay, make any sound, said Tadano. The line was quiet for a few seconds and then Komi did this. The number you have dialed is turned off or, is no longer in use, said Komi trying to pass as a computer. Komi? Asked Tadano confused. Sorry, I called by accident, said her. Oh, okay, said Tadano feeling a bit weird. Tadano just had some thoughts in his head about all of this. I guess she can talk a little over the phone. Maybe because she is alone. Asked him mentally. Bye, said her on the other side. Bye, said Tadano. Tadano decided to express himself upon finally hearing Komi's voice at full. He went to his window and shouts out. Her voice is gorgeous. Scream him. Shut up big bro. Said his sister. With Komi. The girl just look in shock on what she just did and scream at full force at her pillow in embarrassment. She was flopping around in joy and embarrassment at making her first big call. Shut up, big sister, said her brother. The next day. Komi and Tadano decided to just ignore the call from yesterday and just go on with their day. Right now they were having a break time and they saw their classmates having fun. One group was playing some sort of game. Okay, stay in rhythm. Said the group. Demon 3. Pip. 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 Boss 1. Saito. The group was having so much fun, laughing and having a good time. Komi saw that and her gloomy aura was already starting to worry Tadano as he saw what she wanted to do. You want to try the Saito game? Asked Tadano. Komi was surprised that Tadano caught that. She remembered that his quirk can help him read the atmosphere in the room and that would have been the case. She nods at Tadano and he looks to the other side in joy. This is a good development. But that's the popular group in the class. Joining them is a difficult feat. And Komi knows it. Thought him. Tadano was thinking of having his group doing the Saito game and Komi was excited, so much that her ears appeared. While the two were having their chats Najimi overheard them and they thought it was a good chance to have a good time with Komi and Tadano. They knew all the people in this Saito game so seeing Tadano and Komi playing it would be a bar. Komi. You and Nana join. Come on over. You too Tadano. Said Najimi all excited. Komi was still with her cat's ears which meant excitement while Tadano had the look of shock. However, something else happened. No. Komi can't join. I mean, my skin is awful today. Said Yamai who was in the group. Komi for a moment overreacts to the words no way, but she soon calmed down once Najimi explained it all. Ah ha ha ha. Don't worry. We happy to include you too right? Asked they. Soon most of the table overreact to this. Komi. Over here, said Cherry putting a hand on his chest. God is gonna sit among us? Asked Sonata. We not worry. We not worthy. Said Onigashima. Hey. Show your happiness the normal way, said Najimi a bit confused over all this. Najimi had already a plan in mind, they didn't want to take baby steps like Tadano. They wanted Komi to take bigger challengers. Tadano. Boosting your communication skills requires drastic measures. Or will you just SCK your thumb as Komi struggles, thought Najimi in joy. Najimi. Thought Tadano in horror. Tadano soon go near Komi and ask to join the game. Can I join too? I guess I haven't played Saito in a while, said Tadano. The group didn't seem to mind that. Huh. Of course. The more the merrier. Said Onigashima. Tadano's joining too. That's awesome, asked Kiarai. That's perfect, said Yamai. However what they were really thinking was. Huh. The heck? I can't bash him in front of Her Highness Komi, but I wish that scumbag would get lost, thought Yamai. What a nuisance, thought Kiari. Get a clue dude, thought Sunesa. Get lost, thought Shinobi. I can't read minds, but my quirk let me read the atmosphere and I can sense that they don't want me here, thought Tadano, sweating. Do you want me to make some clones to make the game more interesting? Asked Najimi. No, Najimi. Let's just with what we have at the moment, said Tadano, sitting down. Okay, let's get the game starting, said Najimi. You're not going to make stuff up as we go through, right? Asked Tadano. Oh come Tadano, this is the fun, said they. The group soon prepared for the game as Tadano and Komi sit down with the group. Okay, I'll start. Ox, said Najimi. Ox, said Yamai. Komi then clapped and the group cheered. Ya, said them. The group kept playing as each one kept doing the ox, shouting. Shinobino, Sonata, Onigashima, Kiarai, Osana, Tadano and Yamai were having a good time. Then Ti came to Komi's turn and it took Komi a full minute to say just ox, for Tadano and Najimi. That was strong to watch, but for the rest of the group didn't care, they were happy for Komi being there. Ox, said her all shy. Awesome, said Yamai with a smile. Najimi decided to end the ox game and go to something else. Let's play another game, how about Thumbers? Asked Najimi. The game was simple and you didn't have to talk much. Thumbers 6. Oops. That was wrong, said Najimi. Lala 9. Yes. I was right, said Yamai. Ready, set, go for. Arg, said Sonata. Yiyo 10. Said Shinobino, saying some phrase from his region. 7. Said Tadano. Komi has her turn and she look a bit shocked, but soon after some look stare she decided to finally talk and says her number. 5, said her. Soon the whole group made the thumbs be in perfect harmony and the right number. They made sure she go it right, thought Tadano in shock. In the end Komi was the winner and Tadano didn't got a chance. Yuri getting the hang of it. The next game comes with a punishment. Ha ha ha, said Najimi with a laugh. What kind of punishment? Thogot Tadano. Bambo shoot. The loser has to make a kissing face, said Najimi. Everyone had the look of shock, the idea of Komi doing a kissing face was like heaven for them. I gotta see Komi face, Thogot, everyone, even Tadano. Let's get things ready, said Najimi. The group looked excited and Yamai was even drooling. Alright, let's begin. Ready set, said Najimi and the game begins. Go. 1 shoot. I am watching idiots, thought Tadano. Later. Everyone lost and had to do a kissing face. They were now pumped because it was either Komi or Tadano to do the kissing face. Who was going to be? Alright, let's try this again, said Najimi. In the end everyone went super fast. Tadano and Komi didn't know how to react to all this. Well, only you two are left, said Yamai with a smirk. There is no escape. Thogot the 2. Tadano was looking at everyone murder faces. They wanted him to win to see Komi kissing face, but he didn't want to put Komi through this humiliate experience. If I win, Komi has to make a embrace face. I would like to see that, but, no. She would be mortified. And I won't burden her with that. I just need her to say 7 shoots. Come on Komi, thought him. The problem was Komi didn't understood the rules and had no idea of what to do. Oh no. This is a disaster, thought him. The boy felt the murderous glare of Yamai upon him and he didn't know what to do. But how can I lose? Surely there is some way. I thought of a way, but I will kill myself later, thought him. Soon it was Tadano's turn and he gave his shoot. 8 shoot. Said him all meek. The whole group looked at that in shock. It was clear what was the right number and yet he said the wrong one. Oops. Silly me. I said the wrong number. I guess I am the loser. Said him all silly. The whole group was silent, staring at him in shock. I wish I could die. Scream him mentally. Later. Class went back and everyone got to their seats. Tadano wished he could make a hole to hide in because he felt so humiliated. Are you alright? Asked Komi in her notebook. Yeah. Other than wearing a hole in my stomach. Said him full of stress which scared Komi. The girl soon decided to make it up for Tadano, writing down the best note to calm him down. Thank you. That was fun. Yeah, said Tadano happy that Komi at least had fun. However the nice moment was ruined by Najimi running towards the group. Tadano. Let me see your embrace face later, said Najimi which shocked Komi. Shut up. Said him all humiliated. Even if there is no hero student in 1D, the class is always having fun. At UA. The so famous hero school was of course with everything working at full force. Everyone was going around to their classes, either talking about hero work, business opportunities, inventions or overall regular school work. One person that was adjusting to the life story of UA was izukumidoriya, who had a strong time making friends that weren't from his family. Right now, he had 3 friends, Ida, Uraraka and Himiko Agary, so it was 10 times better than when he was in middle school. Deku, can you go to the library for me? I need some notes for President Mike's upcoming English test. I promise to help Sue with math right now, said Uraraka. Don't worry, I can do this. Said Izuku all nervous. Izuku wanted to look all confident near a girl, but every time he was near someone that wasn't from his family he would act all nervous and ran off. Okay, I can do this. Uraraka is counting on me. Thought him. On the way to the library. While going to the library Izuku accidentally bumped into someone. He was too busy thinking on how to give the book to Uraraka that he wasn't watching his steps. Oh sorry, said Izuku to the person. The person who he bumped into was the most appealing girl he has ever seen, Shoko Komi from the day of the cafeteria breakdown. Upon seeing that beauty in person of course Izuku ran off screaming. Eh! Scream Izuku at full speed. Komi just looked in shock at that and even shared a few tears. She thought she was the one that caused Izuku to ran off. Later at 1D. Komi told Tadano and Najimi what happened when she bumped to Izuku early that day. The two remembered the kid from the cafeteria disaster and Agary even mentioned she AHD a cousin who studied at 1A. So he just ran away from you? Asked Tadano. From what Agary told me he is more of a mess than her, said Najimi. Tadano thought for a moment why would Izuku ran off like that. I mean he would do the same if he didn't knew Komi, but he felt that someone from the hero course would have a little bit of courage. Maybe he was in a rush. Said Tadano. I get the vibe that he never talked to a girl before. That's include me, said Najimi. Do you even listen to yourself? Asked Tadano to his childhood friend. Komi then had an idea and wrote down on her notebook. Let's talk to Agary-san, maybe she has an idea. The two nods at that and went to Himiko's desk. Hi guys, said her with a smile. Himiko, can you tell us a little more about your cousin? He's seen a bit off, said Najimi. Oh, Izuku was always a little awkward. You think I was a mess back in middle school? Izuku was 10 times worse. He was always mumblings, shaking and always talking about heroes. When I heard he was accepted into the hero course I was shocked and worried. He was skinny as a twig but also, he could get hurt easily, said Himiko a bit worried. Why is that? Asked Tadano. The girl looked a bit sad as she talks about her cousin. Well, Izuku has a bizarre life, said Himiko. What does that mean? Asked Tadano. At the age of 4 he was diagnosed as quirkless, said Agary. Quirkless. So he is the first quirkless student in the hero course? Asked Tadano. No, according to my Aunt Inko he awakened his quirk the previous year. It's some sort of super strength, but it's a bit weird because he keeps getting hurt every time he uses it. I remember visiting on the hospital one time because he had almost exploded his 2 arms, said Himiko. Yikes, said Najimi. The girl then looked down a little sad again as she keeps talking about her cousin. Before he had his power Izuku was shut down by almost everyone around him. I was pretty much the only friend he had, but I didn't went to his school so that didn't work out that much. I remember hearing that he suffered bully and I think he is trying to adjust to the idea of making friends, said Agary. That's so sad, said Tadano, feeling bad for Izuku. Yes, I hope he is having a good time in the hero course. I just hope he never see an explosive guy that used to study with him, said Agary. We better take some time before we talk to him, said Tadano to Najimi and Komi. Yes, this is a line that might be dangerous to cross, said Najimi. Komi however was super sad upon hearing Izuku's story. Hearing that he was all alone for most part of middle school really touched her. All alone in middle school. Thought Komi all sad. The girl had flashbacks to when she was in middle school and how lonely it was. Later. Izuku was ready to finish some report about old age heroes, he just needed to grab some things in his locker. Okay, time to put these markers to good use, said Izuku. Hey Midoriya, can you be a bro and grab me a bottle of water? I will lend you the money, said Kirishima. Sure, said Izuku, taking the money. While Izuku was walking to his locker and grab a bottle of water, Tadano and Komi were seeing him and just thinking of the right move to approach him. Here he is, thought Tadano. Komi was behind him and just preparing for the right time to talk, or at least do the best what she could do to communicate. Soon upon getting his markers and the bottle of water, Midoriya was approached by Tadano. Excuse me, are you Izuku Midoriya? Asked Tadano, acting like this is the first time meeting Izuku. Oh yes, said Izuku with a smile. I am Tadano Hidohito. We barely spoke that day on the cafeteria, said Tadano, remembering the incident. Oh yes, that was a crazy day, said Izuku. I am on your cousin class, if you wanna know, said Tadano. Oh, Yuri Himiko classmate, that's good. I hope she is well, said Izuku. Yes, she is a bit nervous but she tries her best, said Tadano, remembering the outbursts that Agary usually does in class. She can be like that sometimes, said Izuku with a slaw. Are you in a rush? Asked Tadano. Oh no, but I need to return to class in 5 minutes, why? Asked him. Oh wait, I see, said Tadano with a smile. Okay, said Izuku. Komi now, said Tadano, whispering to Komi to get out. Izuku then saw the appealing girl from early again, however instead of the celestial glow from before, she was surrounded by some dark presence that was making poor Deku shiver in fear. I, said Komi with all the strength that she could. Ah! Scream Izuku. Izuku Midoriya was shaking beyond nervous, he was just a mess to see. Komi was going towards him while Tadano just saw that scene in utter shock. Oh my god, is that pretty girl? She is coming near me. What do I do? What do I do? Asked him in shock. Tadano felt that Izuku was worse than him when it come to talk with girls. Yes, Tadano wasn't a Casanova, but after the first day he could talk with Komi perfectly, well, not exactly talk, but they could somewhat communicate it. Izuku, tell me, do you have a problem to communicate with girls? Asked Tadano, a bit confused. Yes, I wasn't the best to talking to them. The only ones who ever spoke to me were my mom, Himiko, and Uraraka, said Izuku. Don't worry, Komi isn't going to hurt you. She just want to talk to you, said Tadano. Asked Tadano, confused. Oh Komi, Izuku is here, would you like to say something to him? Asked Tadano, giving a little hint. Komi was shaking on the inside, almost as Izuku. She was beyond nervous, but she tried her best. Let's just say it didn't work. Hi, said Komi while shaking. Aya. Screamed Izuku in fear. She sounded like she was putting a curse on him. Please, calm down. She not doing this on purpose, said Tadano. What? What do you two want with me? Asked Izuku beyond confused. We want to talk to you. Wrote Komi in her notebook. Izuku was confused to see Komi holding the notebook with writing on it, almost like she didn't know how to speak. Agary told us that you also had a strong time making friends and we saw that you don't have the best communication skills, said Tadano. Yes, that's true, said Izuku looking down in embarrassment because that was 100% true. Tadano stands near Komi and he points at her. Komi has also that and she thought you were interesting, she wanted to speak with you but she can't, said Tadano. Izuku saw Komi looking a bit nervous as she holds the notebook, he then understood the whole situation. You are nervous in speaking to me? Asked Izuku confused. Komi then started writing in her notebook and gave her answer to Izuku. Not just you, but anyone, said her. So why were you looking for me? Asked Izuku. I saw how you and those others too were friendly the other day. Plus, Agary told me that you were a sweet person and who doesn't want to be friends with a future hero. Asked her with her notebook. Izuku saw that and was shocked, the most appealing girl in school was nervous in speaking with anyone, it made him look like a social butterfly. However, as a future hero and the next user of One for All, Izuku knew he had to do the right thing. Well, I am pleased to meet you, Komi-san, I hope we can be good friends, said Izuku still shaking. Why do you want to be a hero? Asked Komi. Izuku saw that question and just smiled a little bit. I wanted to be a hero ever since I was a child and I saw All Might videos, said Izuku. All Might? Asked Tadano. Yes, I think he is the greatest hero who ever lived. None can do what he has done for Japan, I want to be just like him when I become a hero. Someone who saves the day with a smile on his face, said Izuku all certain. Tadano just smiled at that. He wasn't hero aficionado like most, but he had to admit that what All Might did for Japan was beyond incredible. There is a reason of why he is the symbol of peace. Yes, he is great, said Tadano. I think he is cool, but he is not my favorite hero, wrote Komi. Who is your favorite hero, Komi? Asked Tadano confused, because that was something he wanted to know. Komi then had her cat ears up and she then wrote down. The Wild Wild Pussycats, wrote her. Makes sense, thought Tadano with a smile. Izuku saw that and he was beyond excited, someone who was also a fan of the rescue team. Oh. You mean the Rescue Mountain team? I think they are really underrated. I know teams aren't very popular but I think. Said Midoriya going on immutable. Tadano just laughed a little bit about that, Agary told them that Izuku had a tendency to mumble so I guess he was really doing that. Well, Izuku seemed to be more easy to talk if we are referring to heroes. I guess it makes sense for an hero course student be super fan of heroes, thought him. Tadano then saw Komi looking a little lost, Izuku was mumbling so fast that she lost track of what he was saying. Look like I got to rescue Komi out of this one, thought him. Izuku then stopped his mumble once Tadano put a hand on his shoulder, this was the teen could speak normally. I guess this is enough Izuku, Komi is a bit lost and I feel she would prefer you speak slowly, right? Asked Tadano. Komi just nodded like a child towards Tadano, Izuku was amazed at that. How can you be so calm around? I am still shaking. Asked Izuku. It's not easy, but I got used to. Komi is not some ice-cold beauty queen, she is a regular teen like you and me, said Tadano all calm. Izuku felt amazed at Tadano's skills. Despite having such a plain appearance, the regular course student was really calm and knew how to deal with a situation that a lot of people would lost their mind. "Do you want to be our friend?" asked Komi, writing down. The teen started to look in shock at that. Someone wanted to be friends with him. "Right now? You want to be friends with me?" asked Izuku with a little bit of a teary eye. "Yes, I think we could learn a lot from each other," wrote Komi. "Not just her, but I also want to be your fiend, Izuku." "I feel like you need more people in your life," said Tadano. Izuku then looked with a big smile. He thought the only friends he would have were his classmates from 1A, so this was definitely something he would never expected. "Yes. I mean, if you two want, and I am not saying that because," said Izuku, going on a mumbling speech again. The two teens looked at that confused, and Tadano went forward and put his hands on Izuku's shoulders. "Calm down, we are not going right now. Take a deep breath," said Tadano. Izuku did that and he felt a lot calmer. He was still trying to break free from mumbling non-stop, but this would take some time. "Oh Komi, don't be scared," said Tadano, seeing Komi shaking because of Izuku mumbling. Tadano had to calm both students, Izuku from mumbling at that fast pace and Komi because she was scared of that form. The next day, Komi, Najimi, and Tadano were again in the cafeteria and looking for a place to seat. "So where do you two want to go seat?" asked Najimi. "I know where," said Tadano with a smile. "At Izuku table." Izuku was having lunch with Uraraka and Ida as always, however there was 3 seats available. "So Deku, why are you holding those seats?" asked Uraraka. "Oh, I am saving them," said Izuku. "Hi guys," said Najimi, arriving at the table to get the seats. "Oh Najimi, is great to see you," said Ida, trying to be polite. Then Komi and Tadano arrived, making Ida and Uraraka shake. "Komi-chan," said Izuku, a bit nervous too. Komi and Tadano took a seat and the hero students saw the great beauty of UA again. "Nice to see, again," said Izuku, shaking. "Deku, how can you talk to her?" asked Uraraka, a bit scared. "It's a long story, but don't worry, she is not going to insult us," said Izuku. "If you say so, but she looks so cold," said Uraraka. Komi just decided to ignore the whisper and eat some of Lunch Rush famous food. She took a bite and it was so delicious that she made a little smile, but for those near her that smile was like a sun. So bright. Thought them seeing that. Tadano just smile at that. Komi was now having lunch with 5 people at a table. It was a huge upgrade from having lunch alone in class. It's funny how life takes its time. Now we can cross Izuku out of the list. Uraraka and Ida not at the moment. They will have their chapter, but not at the moment. At UA. It was a regular day for the famous hero school, although today was a unique day due to one requirement. Attention students, we will be doing the P.E test today. So please go to one of our many nurses' office, form a line and don't cause any ruckus. We will be monitoring your behavior today, said Nizu on the speakers. On class 1A. The hero class was confused. They were still having class while they could hear people walking in the halls going to do the P.E test. "Mr. Aizawa, aren't we supposed to do the P.E test?" asked Mina. "No, that is just for all the other courses," said the teachers. "So we don't have to do it?" asked Ojiro. "You all did a good amount of P.E in the first day, when we had the ranking and everything. Besides, there will be a special P.E coming in the future for you all," said Aizawa. "Really? Wow, this sounds really cool," said Mina. "Yes, I bet it's a manly P.E exam for us," said Kirishima. "Oh yes, and I bet we get to see the girls stretching even more," said Mineta, drooling. "Now quiet. Let the rest of the school deal with this. We are in a separate world from them. You all are going to be doing things that the rest of the school can't do it, so be used to not be in everything that all the courses do it. Understood?" asked Aizawa. "Yes, sensei." said the class. Besides, who takes too much pride on a P.E exam? Asked Aizawa, completely not interested in doing the exam. Meanwhile, on an examination room, Komi was with a handheld eye occlude because she was doing an eye exam. Professor Itten was doing the exam with her while a bunch of people from the regular course saw the appealing girl doing the exam. Up and then down, said Itten. Everyone was just amazed on how Komi was doing everything. She was so cool and yet so quiet, her beauty was something out of a fairy tale book, and they had no other words to describe her other than appealing. However, there was one person who was seeing Komi in a different angle, a classmate of her with pink hair named Yadano. Komi, our class princess, our goddess. No doubt the most appealing girl in all of UA. Not even heroines can compete on what she has, thought Yadano. Then she looked to you and gives a smile and a peace sign. Oh hi reader, my name is Yadano. First year at UA High, regular course, class 1D, favorite hero is Mirko because she is just so cool. But enough about me, well, just one more thing. I have goals, and one of the biggest ones is to beat Komi at P.E today. The thing about Yadano was that she hated to lose. So much so that an infuriating aura was around her if she was infuriated. It was not just because of her quirk, but because she was really obsessive in finishing any activity in first place. While she was looking at Komi with an obsessive look, Tadano saw that and wondered what was going on. Why is she giving Komi that creepy look? Though him worried. The girl had already made a mental plan for today, this way she could be on top. Okay. There are 4 parts to the physical exam. Weight. Vision. Sitting height and height. If I beat her in 3, I win. Though her excited. Yadano felt that if she could beat Komi, not only her quirk would grant her an insane amount of luck, but she would be the coolest girl in all the class. She was already feeling like a winner since Komi wants answering anything in the eye exam. Yadano's eyesight wasn't the greatest, but she felt it was superior, it was 0.7. Good Komi. You re 1.5. Said Itten, writing that down while Komi was using her finger to point towards the answer. Ha! Asked Yadano in shock. From her angle she couldn't see where Komi was pointing at, there was no doubt she had better eyesight than the pink-haired girl. But how? What? How did that happen? She didn't give her an answer. Thought Yadano. Soon the girl started to have some crazy ideas on her head, stuff like. Did Komi bribe the teacher? What a low-down trick. Though Yadano pissed. Yadano was now grinding her teeth and breathing out loud. She wanted to beat the girl no matter what. Does she want to beat me that badly? No matter what. I'll totally thrash you. Thought Yadano, going to the eye exam. Later. The test kept going on and Yadano made sure to keep a close eye on the results. First was height, weight, and then sitting height. Once this was all over, they got the results. All the results are in. It's the moment of truth, Komi. Thought Yadano with her sheet. She then looked at Komi's sheet to see their difference. She is taller than me. Yadano, 5'1" inch, Komi, 5'6". A higher number is better, right? Yadano, 114, Komi, 106. Oh, and I win again. Yadano, 34 inch, Komi, 32. Thought her, seeing the results, she was happy to be superior in 2 categories, but then realized that the categories were weight and sitting hay. Not the best ones. She was so pissed that she broke the clipboard that she was holding. Smash. Wait. Lower numbers are better in those 2 categories. Thought her pissed. Komi was now scared over that scene. Yadano then felt like she was about to be a bottom joke, meanwhile Komi was scared and had no idea on what was happening. How could this happen? I am shorter, so why am I heavier? Hold on a sec, who decided skinny is better. On the savannah, or wherever fatter totally wins in famine conditions. And I bet short-legged women are popular somewhere. This can increase my luck in a great number, thought Tadano. She wasn't doing because she wanted more luck on her side. Tadano was really a very competitive person who really hated to lose. She felt that in the next round she and Komi will finally see who is the true winner. So we'll call it a tie, Komi, thought Tadano, going all dramatic on the exit, while Najimi wondered what was that all about and Komi having no idea on what was going on. Meanwhile, you so average. Do I even need to weight you? Asked a teacher doing the evaluation on Tadano. What? Asked the boy confused. Later that day. In order to make a better result in the P.E test, UA had designed different uniforms. Instead of the practical big one with the letter U and A, this one was a little more short. It still had UA on the clothing, but it had shorts and the jacket was less bulky. Wow, I never imagined having two P.E uniforms, said Tadano, seeing the new suit. Yes, I guess they want us to be more dynamic or something, said Najimi. Do all the courses have these? Asked Tadano. No, apparently the hero course will only have the long one. From what I heard, said Najimi. Oh really? Asked Tadano confused. Tadano had put the new uniform and she was ready to start having a winning streak. Okay, I can do this. There is no way Komi can beat now that I am more aerodynamic, though Tadano with a smirk. However, Komi arrived with the uniform and putting her hair on a ponytail. Everyone stopped what they were doing to look at her as always. Komi in the new P.E uniform. Screamed the class. The whole class started to look in awed and wonder at the appealing girl. Meanwhile Tadano kept biting her thumb in frustration. Regardless, they started doing the tests. Grip strength. Komi, 53 pounds. Tadano, 39 pounds. Forward stretch. Komi, 20 inches. Tadano, 18 inches. Side jump. Komi, 48 pots. Tadano, 42 points. Sit-ups. Komi, 22 sit-ups. Tadano, 21 sit-ups. Long jumps. Komi, 80 inches. Tadano, 65 inches. Handball toss. Komi, 26 meters. Tadano, 5 meters. Later. Tadano felt like a loser, after all she lost at everything so far. She looked like she was sick and the other people in the class were noticing that. Oh hey Tadano. What's wrong? Are you sick? Asked Najimi. No, said Tadano. Huh? Asked Najimi. I am so frustrated. Said Tadano looking horrifying. What? Asked Najimi confused. Soon it was time for the last even, the 50-meter dash. This is the last event. If don't win this, it's all ends in total defeat. I am the MSTRS of my own fate. Nature, nurture and genetic don't matter. If I try strong, I can be whatever I want to be. No matter what kind of quirk I have, I can go anywhere with determination and strong work, thought Tadano with her view of life. Okay, on your marks, said Iten, preparing the race. I must win to prove it, thought Tadano. Go. Said Iten, making the race start, and Tadano started to run like a maniac. Even if I have to pay a price. Thought her. Thought most of the class confused on what she was doing. Tadano kept running and running, like the world was about to be destroyed. I gotta win. I gotta win. Thought her. On 1A. Katsuki Bakugou felt a shiver down his spine. What's wrong Bakugou bro? Asked Kirishima. Someone is stealing my stick, said him. Asked Kirishima confused. Back with Tadano. Ha ha ha. Maybe this is it. I had some luck from yesterday, maybe this way something will happen to Komi and I will be in the first place. There is no deny, victory is mine. Thought Tadano super excited. However, Komi soon surpassed her. She was faster and wasn't doing that crazy effort like Tadano was doing. She was collective and calm. Seeing Komi running like that made Tadano stop and look in awed. She was winning, and she wasn't going all crazy like her. She is so pretty, thought Tadano, mesmerized by Komi. In the end, Komi managed to make it in 6.89 seconds. Once it was done, Tadano decided to confront Komi. Komi, watching you run made me realize what a dirty mind I have, so I accepted defeat, said Tadano, seeing her wrong ways. The pink-haired girl stretched her hand in a gesture of friendship. Thank you for fighting me, said her with a smile. Komi didn't know what this was all about. The girl was also a little frightened, so she didn't shake Tadano's hand at the end. You don't want to shake hands? Asked Tadano, confused. Thought Komi in shock. She didn't want to look like a bad person. I supposed you think I'm giving up and you want me to keep working strong. Which means I view me as a formidable opponent. Said Tadano, super happy. Asked Komi and Tadano, confused. The two just saw Tadano laughing as she runs out towards UA. I won't lose to you next time, Komi, my adventure has just began, said Tadano, all proud. Tadano went off while Komi and Tadano just looked confused at that. What was all that about? Asked Tadano. Tadano hates to lose, I think she saw Komi as her rival. Said Najimi with a smirk. This will be complicated, Komi had no idea. Did you told her? Asked Tadano. I keep trying, she doesn't listen well, said Najimi. Tadano then looked at Komi, who just looked in confusion, her first rival. What would this be like? Are you okay, Komi? Asked Tadano. Komi just shake a little bit as Tadano and Najimi just wondered what a rivalry against Komi would lead to. At UA. Classes were over pretty quick today, everyone was off and they were all either heading home or going to other places. Meanwhile at Class 1D, Najimi was talking to Komi and Tadano. Okay Tadano, Komi, do you guys want to hear about this crazy story that I heard? Asked Najimi. How it goes? Asked Tadano. There are 4 packages and their pictures tell a story, but 2 of them don't show rice crackers or even say rice cracker. Customers might wonder why there's a picture of an old woman, but it used to show her grilling rice cake. And there is also this little thing that I learned yesterday, you can't park your bike at the station, but 5 minutes should be enough to buy fast food, right? So, I thought I was safe, but there's an old man who watches the like a hawk. And he said, why, hey. Can I hang at your house today? Asked Najimi out of the blue. The 2 listeners were confused at that, they were wondering how that story was going to end. Huh? How that story end? Asked Tadano. Komi looked a bit nervous, and Tadano could sense that. Hang at Komi's house. Isn't that a bit much for her? Asked Tadano. Shoo. Said Najimi, silencing Tadano. Tadano, using his quirk, could sense the air of emotions around Komi. She was at one moment scared, the other very overjoyed, and then all anxious again. Komi is struggling internally, though get him nervous. Are you using your quirk? Asked Najimi. Yes, I know it's not right. But I want to make sure Komi is okay, said him. Oh come on Tadano. There's nothing wrong with that, if you want, I can be your conscience on your shoulder, giving advice, said Najimi. Yes. There's nothing wrong with that, said another Najimi near him. Najimi. Don't use your clones. I can barely handle one of you. Said Tadano. Please, you love my clones, said Najimi. This not the time for that. Said Tadano. Tadano looked at Komi, who was shaking in the spot, he was wondering what would happen next. She's really nervous. Having a friend visiting and seeing how you live is really an anxious battle. I know how you feel, Komi, thought Tadano. Komi in the end just gave a simple nod. Great. Oh yeah. Tadano wants to come too. If. That's okay, said Najimi. Huh? No, I simply couldn't. Said Tadano nervous. Yeah, but what do you say, Komi? Asked Najimi. Tadano was shaking but physically and mentally. In reality he wanted to see Komi house and her room, in a normal way and not a creepy way. I am dying to go. I want to see her room. But you don't want us to come, right? Thought him. However, Komi started nod and shake at the same time. She was conflicted about having a boy in her room, but Najimi ended up choosing for her. I am going to assume this is a yes. Let's go. Said Najimi. After that they went towards Komi house. The trio was impressed on how big it was, not as in like a mansion but compared to Tadano apartment and Najimi house, this place could be a mansion. Wow! What a fabulous house! Said Najimi. Yes, it's pretty big, said Tadano impressed too. I am going in. Said Najimi who never hold back. No matters at all. Thought Tadano. As Najimi barges towards Komi house, Tadano and the black-haired beauty were both standing outside, a bit nervous. Is it okay if we come in? Really? Asked Tadano. The girl just nodded her head but then she started to tremble. Is it really okay? Asked Tadano now trembling too. The tension was so big between those two, luckily Najimi dragged them towards the house. Hello. Said Najimi wanting to see if someone was inside. The place apparently to be empty. However someone appeared carrying some fresh clean clothes, and she looked like a muse. Tadano and Najimi were in shock on how she looked. She's appealing. It's overwhelming. Those eyes. That nose. She's definitely Komi yes. Though the two going to some assumption. Then the woman dropped the cool and cold aesthetic and went a complete 180. Wait a lot. Oh my, are you Shoko's friend s? This has never happened before. Thank you for coming. Step right in. Said the woman looking like a teenage girl. HM? Asked Tadano and Najimi in shock, while Komi was shaking. The room was now complete confused, they thought Komi was also quiet like her, however they didn't expected this. Huh? Are you Komi mom? Or her sister? Or a totally stranger? Asked Najimi. Tee-hee. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I am Shuko Komi, Shoko's mother. And I am eternally 17. Said her making a pose. What? Screamed Tadano and Najimi mentally while Komi was red of embarrassment. Shosuk, honey. Shoko brought friends. Oh maybe he isn't home yet, silly me. Said Shuko laughing and going all goofy. Tadano and Najimi were just looking shocked at that, how is Komi not like that? Oh Shoko, why don't you take your friends to your room? I leave you all alone, said Shuko with a smile. Komi guided the two towards her room where she hoped her mother didn't make her feel embarrassed. Whoa! This is your room? Tadano, doesn't it smell wonderful? Asked Najimi smelling the good smell around the place. Stop it. Said Tadano nervous. Wow! You keep it neat. Can I sit on the bed? Asked Najimi already sitting. Komi's bed. Komi's bed. Thought Tadano all nervous. Najimi then saw the toy kittens next to Komi bed. Do you like kitten that much? Asked Najimi. Komi then looked a bit nervous as Najimi then remembered Komi quirk was cat transformation. Oh yeah, your quirk allows you to become a cat, so I guess this makes sense, said Najimi. Soon the teens all took a seat and looked at each other. They didn't know what to say. Komi never had friends coming over and Tadano wasn't the social king either. Say something Tadano, whispered Najimi. Hi there, sorry to bother but I brought some waters, said Shuko arriving. Thanks, said the two in the hope that Komi mom could break the ice. However, the woman left, leaving the group to try start a conversation again. Can I use the bathroom? Asked Najimi. Komi just nodded as Najimi left the room. Thanks, said Najimi. Once Najimi was out of the room, she decided to spy on them to see what would happen upon leaving Komi and Tadano alone in the room. Okay, I am now leaving them alone to see what happens next. Komi and Tadano alone in a room. I bet the mood will be so awkward with just the two of them. Thought Najimi with a smirk. Hide and seek, thought Shuko, seeing Najimi spying on the door. Najimi's plan did not work as well as they thought. For 15 minutes Komi and Tadano did nothing but stay quieted and look at each other. That was driving the purple-hair student crazy. Why don't you two get awkward? Are you an old married couple? Asked Najimi confused. Najimi, is your stomach alright? Asked Tadano. What? It was lying about needing the bathroom, said Najimi. You lied. I thought it was something related to your clones that was making you stay that long in the bathroom, said Tadano. My clones don't work like that, said they. Alright, said Tadano, nervous. Najimi then looked around to see if they could find something, anything to enjoy. I am inside Komi's room. She must have secrets in here. And I wanna see em. What a blast. Exposing secrets is necessary for depending on a friendship, thought Najimi, annoyed. I bet Osana's up to no good, thought Tadano, nervous. I know. A teenage boy would hide something here, but nothing. Wait, thought Najimi, searching Komi bed. Huh? Asked Tadano, confused. Said Komi, all nervous. Soon Najimi pulled out a bunch of books that were all under Komi bed. She looked really embarrassed when her classmates found them. Talk with cats. How to use your quirk to communicate with others. How to talk to people. Why can't I talk? Talking is easy. Communication for dummies. Komi looked embarrassed to the point of creating a tale. She didn't want them to see that. Oh, a photo album. Can we see it? Asked Najimi. Komi looked like to the point of collapse, but she thought maybe the pictures would make things less awkward. Oh. How cute, said Najimi, seeing a picture. Wow, Komi, you had your cat's ears even at a young age, said Tadano. Where is this? How pretty, said Najimi. You did a lot of activities, said Tadano. Whoa. There are you in a swimsuit, said Najimi, making Komi blush. Tadano then noticed something in common with all the pictures in that album. She's alone in every single one, thought him. Then they saw some highlights. Oh. You can play the piano? Asked Najimi, seeing a small Komi playing the piano. I didn't know you liked to swim, said Tadano, seeing Komi swimming. No wonder your calligraphy is so pretty, said Najimi, seeing a picture of Komi in a calligraphy class. That, said Tadano, seeing Komi in an English class, and all she was doing was shake, making the whole class nervous. They kept looking and looking until they saw one picture in particular. Wait. Look, said Najimi, pointing at a certain picture. Komi was in shock in which picture she was referring to. It was the first time Komi perfected her cat transformation quirk and could look like a real cat. Is that you? Asked Tadano, seeing what looked like an ordinary black cat. Wait, Komi. You GTO to show us your cat form, please. Asked Najimi. Osana, stop with this. Komi might not be comfort, said Tadano, but then Najimi shut him off. Just look, said Najimi. Komi looked a bit nervous, but then she activated her quirk and standing in 4 legs she transformed into a large black cat. She was pretty even in cat form and with the UA uniform still on her. It was like a small female jaguar. How cute! Thought Tadano in shock. Yeah. She is pretty even in animal form, said Najimi. Komi went back to her normal form. She never shown anyone outside of her family her cat form. Wow, Komi. Your quirk is awesome. I bet a lot of people would love to have you as a pet, said Najimi as a joke. Najimi, said Tadano nervous. Then they saw the time at Shoko room. It was near nighttime and they had to go back home. Ack. Look at the time, we need to go. Thanks Komi, today was fun, said Najimi. Yes, thanks for having us, said Tadano leaving with Najimi. Tadano and Najimi left the house pretty quick. Komi saw the state of her room. It was a little mess but for some reason she liked. Then she received a message on her phone. Buzz. The girl opened and saw an email from Najimi. Tada. I secretly snapped a pic. Ivy got stealth skills or it was just a clone. You'll never know. Don't share with Tadano. He might do something improper with it. The picture was a shot with Najimi making a pose, Komi looking at Tadano while he was observing the album. Komi saw that picture and was so happy with that. Huh. A new photo frame? You don't usually ask for things, said Shuko confused as the family was preparing for dinner. In the streets of Mizurufu. Tadano Hitohito is an average high schooler. Nothing special, he is just there. Hi there, I am Hitohito Tadano and I am an ordinary high schooler. I am so ordinary that when I jaywalk, I feel a thrill at the minor infraction. What isn't normal about me is that the prettiest girl in school is my friend. Before he could finish Tadano was taken out of the picture, but then someone else showed up. Yami Ren is an ordinary high school girl. Hi there, I am an ordinary high school student. I am so ordinary that I don't like too dusty. I like fashion. I worry about lots of things, but I also have lots of friends, so I am happy. That's normal, right? And right now, Ivy got a crush, said Yami seeing Komi entering UA. She saw Komi as a goddess that should be only touched by those who deserve it. In that case her. Seeing Komi doing something was enough for Yami go bananas. In fact Komi was the only thing she could think about it. Komi, 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 Komi. It got to the point that Yami went full R-rated when she got near her. Scream her pretty much like she was going to have an orgasm. Komi heard that and felt that her classmate might be a little sick, so she decided to step away a little bit. Gasp. Oh no. Komi so pretty I was tripping. That's bad. Like, really bad. Though Yamai as she followed Komi. She stood in a safe distance, so she could still smell Komi aroma. Then she saw something in the floor. Is this a strand of her hair? This hue, silkiness and fragrance, it must be. Today, I will make her mine. My friend, that S. I will her my friend, though her as she licks the hair. Yes, Yamai-ren really liked Komi. I need to calm down. For now, I'll just say hello. That will get me one step closer. Okay, here it goes. Thought her. She went to greet Komi, but it was beat. Good morning Ko. Said Yami but Agary talked first. Good morning Komi. Oh sorry, I startled you. My bad. Said Agary all shy and clumsy. Then the shy girl looked to her side and saw Yami with a menacing look, it could even look like a demon mask. Sorry. I have to go. Scream her running away. What is her problem? She is a total wreck, but she spoke to her holiness. Pah. Though Yami pissed. Once Komi was alone the girl decided to try again. Pull yourself together, though her. Second time. Good morning Ko. Said Yami, but she was cut again, this time by Najimi. Morning Komi. Said Najimi. Yami couldn't take any more, so she touched Najimi's shoulder. Oh hi Yamai, good morning, said Najimi. Good morning Najimi. You overly energetic again today. Said Yami. Overly? Asked Najimi confused. Oh and good morning Komi. Said Yami, finally seeing good morning to Komi. Komi heard that and was shaken with anxiety. Yamai saw that and had a couple of things to say. Oh no, said her. Yami. This is. Said Najimi wanting to say something, but Yami was already in another state of mind. She is so amazing. Thought her. Huh? Asked Najimi. I am so relieved. I mean, if a nobody like me got all fresh with her highness and she spoke back, she would be selling herself cheap. I am so happy she ignored me. Thought Yamai. Yami? Asked Najimi confused. Najimi? Come here, said Yamai. Okay. Asked Najimi confused. Komi saw that in odd as Yami and Najimi went to have a talk. Najimi, I've been meaning to ask, what's with you and Komi? Asked Yami pissed, even activating her magnetism quirk. We friends, said Najimi. F you. Said Yamai. Asked Najimi confused. Then the situation changed from tense to again cheerful, as Yamai returned to the ordinary girl look again. Oops. That was a sneeze, said her all sweet. You can't mistake that word for a sneeze, thought Najimi. Najimi, we friends, right? Asked Yamai. Yeah, said Najimi a bit scared. So you introduce me to Komi, right? Asked Yamai now going full Yandra. She kill me if I say no, thought Najimi. Once back to the classroom. Hey Komi, I guess you two never meet probably, this is Ren Yamai, said Najimi. Remembered me from before? We played games. Nice to meet you. Said Yamai. The room was quiet and Komi shakily looked at Yami, it was a bit awkward but for the girl was everything. Oh, wow. Those big round eyes. Those cat-like colors. That silky hair. The slight tremble in her every move. She is so cute. Like a chihuahua. I wanna touch her, pet her, lick her, date her. But I can't. She is too high for me. Thought Yamai. Then she stopped acting all excited and decided to be all regular girl. Act normal. Just do that, and you'll be fine, thought her. She then sighted on Tadano desk. Hey. Do you like hamburger steak? I made too much for my lunch. Would you like some? Asked Yami. Asked Komi confused. I am hitting that I want to eat together. And, of course, I used my bare hands to shape the hamburger patty, thought Yama in love. Komi didn't know what to say, she didn't know what she should do. She looked at Najimi was who trembling. Don't look at me, said they in whisper. Komi then looked at Tadano desk, wondering where the boy was. Then she imagined what Tadano would say. You can do this. Said imaginary Tadano. The girl just nodded Yamai, which made the brown-haired girl blush. Yeah. Scream Yamai. The whole class looked at her in confusion, what was that? Sorry. I got a little bit excited. Hey, wanna see my quirk? Is magnetism. Is really strong and I can manipulate metal to my will, said Yamai making paperclips fly. Then the class bell rang, class was about to start. Anyway, we can talk after class, see you later Komi, said Yami. Komi just looked a bit confused of what just happened, Najimi was also like that. The two then looked at Tadano desk, class was about to start, and he wasn't there. Tadano is absent today, This isn't like him, thought Najimi. The purple-hair student then saw the trouble that they would face it, without Tadano who would be there to translate what Komi was thinking. Oh no! What do I do? I don't know what this girl is thinking. Tadano. Help! Thogot Najimi. With Tadano. The boy waked up and saw he wasn't at school, instead in a room. Where am I? Thogot him. He looked around and saw he was tied up and his mouth with duct tape on it. He then sensed that his phone wasn't in his pants. Where is my phone? Thought him. It took him a few seconds to realize what just happened. I have been kidnapped. Thought him. Tadano was tied and with duct tape on his mouth. He was in room, and he doesn't remember how he got there. Where am I? Scream him with his mouth with duct tape. He tried to move to start getting off the chair. It's no use. I can't budge, thought him. He already gave up, because he wasn't a guy with muscles, he was just a regular guy. Whoa! This is messed up. This rope is tied really tight. That's impressive. Thought him panicking and being impressed by weird things. He was now a bit nervous, and he doesn't know what was going to happen. Did a supervillain catch him or something? What's going to happen to me? And where am I? Asked him. He then saw the wall in front of him. There was photos there, of Komi. Photos of Komi? They cover the hole in the wall, thought him. He saw there was just regular pictures of Komi, but there was also collages from Yamai Run being alongside her. I think this is Yamai's room. There are even photos on the ceiling, thought him. He started to shake. He was taken by a stalker and he doesn't know what will happen to him. What's going to happen to me? Someone help. Thogot Tadano. He then remembered his phone. Maybe I can text someone, Thogot him. He couldn't move his arms because Yamai tied them too, but also he didn't felt his phone in his pocket. She took my phone too. Thought him. Back at UA. It was now the end of class and then Najimi came to talk to Yamai. Yamai. After school today can I hang at your place? Asked Najimi. Huh. It's really short notice, said her a bit confused. You won't leave Tadano's desk, so I figured you have something to talk about it, said Najimi. That's because I don't want to leave Komi's side. Spending lunch with her was so much fun. We talked all about ourselves. It was the best time of my life. Thought her fantasized. The truth was that Komi didn't say a word to Yamai. She tried to feed Komi but the appealing girl didn't know what to do, so in the end Yamai also didn't eat anything. Is it so wrong that I don't want to let go of this moment? Asked her, slamming her hands on Tadano's desk. Bam. What's so wrong with her? Thought the class. Can Komi come too? Asked Najimi. Ha. Said Komi in shock. Yamai then looked like she just got resurrected. She didn't expected this to happen to her. Komi in my room. Her smell will linger on my bed and pillows. That be dreamy. Thought Yamai, all in shock. Are you okay? Asked Najimi. Yes. Of course. Screamed Yamai. However, she then remembered what was in her room, not just her collection of Komi photos, but also Tadano was there. I forgot. You know who is there. What should I do? I want Komi to come over, but... Thogot Yamai. Komi just looked at Yamai shaking and she didn't know what was going on. Najimi was seeing that there was something really odd happening and they wanted to know what was the deal. Are you okay, Yamai? Asked Najimi. Yes. Of course. Said Yamai. Back at Yamai place. Tadano spent the entire school day trapped in Yamai closet. He was now getting hungry, and he was super tired. It's already late and I am so hungry, thought him. Then he heard the sound of footsteps, and he heard some conversation. Sorry girls, I need to clean some stuff. It will take a minute or two, don't worry Komi, you will be inside in just a few minutes, said Yami. Okay, said Najimi. Tadano then heard some loud footsteps coming towards his direction. He saw the metal in the room move around and even bend. He was getting really nervous. Clomp. Someone's coming. Thought him. Tadano then saw Yamai arriving with a death glare, making the poor teen be nervous. Yikes. Thought at him. He felt that Yamai was going to do something with him. I am going to die. Thought him. However, Yamai just ignored him and went towards the pictures. Tadano, which do you like better? The beach or the mountains? Asked Yamai, all cold. Mountains? Said him with his mouth duct tape. Alright. I'll bury you there later, said her all sweet. What's wrong with her? Asked Tadano mentally. Yamai. Can we come in now? Asked Najimi. No, not yet. Said her. She had cleaned the whole place with no time thanks to her quirk. After hiding the pictures she put Tadano in the small closet and then gave him one last tip. I have an important visit. If you behave yourself I won't bury you, maybe. Got it. Said her all cold. She is definitely gonna bury me. Thought him. Tadano was now in the small closet and was sweating nervously, however he felt salvation as he heard new voices entering the room. Welcome. Come and have a seat. Spread your smell around. Said Yamai. Smell? Asked Najimi. That voice Najimi. It's Najimi. Though Tadano relieved, he was almost crying. He then started to bash his head on the door of the closet to make sure Najimi save him. Bam. Najimi. Help me. Thought him. Ah. That startled me. What is that? Asked Najimi. Sorry, my neighbors are noisy. This place is rented, said Yamai. Then Tadano kept bashing more and more. Bam 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 bam. She's totally used to this, thought Komi and Najimi. Tadano kept bashing as Yamai was losing her cool. Bam. Just a second, said her. She went to her closet and whispered something. Najimi and Komi couldn't hear it but they could sense it was messed up. Pay it no mind, okay? Asked her all sweet. But it's impossible to ignore. Though the two all nervous. Sorry for this noise, how about I make us some tea? Asked Yamai. Sure okay, said Najimi. Alright, I am leaving but don't open that closet. Okay. Said Yamai all cold as Shu went to the kitchen. Yeah, okay, said Najimi. As Yamai went to make the tea Najimi went directly to see what was in the closet. It was Tadano tied and with duct tape in the mouth. Ah! Screamed Tadano. Once Najimi saw that they didn't know what to make of this whole thing. Oh sorry. Are we interrupting something? Asked Najimi. Najimi! Screamed Tadano. As Najimi went to help Tadano, Yamai returned, with a knife on her hand. Oh dear. You found him. Tee-hee. Don't get the wrong idea, Komi. It's not that I wanted to get close to you but that was in the way. I am doing this for you. You understand, don't you? He isn't handsome or smart. He's average weight, and build. He doesn't do anything interesting. His quirk is useless, I mean athomepture reading, what does that even mean? It's utterly bizarre for a loose like him to hang around a divinity like you, Komi, said Yami all sweat with the knife on her hand. I know all that, but it still hurts to hear it, thought Tadano. Komi just listened to all that and had a blank expression. After all, you're pretty and stylish and elegant. You're intriguing, and you have a great personality. And yet you don't inspire jealousy or event. You're just the person to fulfill my soul. You're glorious, so it's psycho for a bottom feeder like Tadano to hang around you. You agree, right? You prefer more popular friends, right? So, you don't need Tadano. But me, I am super cute, so everyone likes me. And Ivy worked strong to be like. And to be your friend. Understand? So I should be your friend, right? You want to be my friend, said Yamai with a smile. Then the cute smile was gone and the Yandere look appeared on Yamai. Right, said her all cold. She is scary, thought Tadano and Najimi. Komi finally answered Yamai, she just waved her head and she had the look of disappointment in her face. Huh? Ached Yamai, feeling like her should was crushed. Komi then went to save Tadano. I'll help, said Najimi. Once Tadano was free, Komi went to write a note for Yamai. Thank you for letting us visit. She is so polite, thought Tadano and Najimi. The trio then decided to leave Yamai apartment. The Yandere was still with the knife on her hand and she looked like she had lost her soul. Wait, Komi. I did this for you, said Yamai, blocking the door with her knife. Komi then took out her notebook and went to write something. I decided who is my friend. That was enough to make the crazy classmate as both Tadano and Komi leave the apartment. Yamai just looked in shock as she felt her whole world break. She won't even speak to me, huh? Haha, she must hate me. Ha 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 ha, snob, snob, said Yamai, first laughing and crying. The other thing was that Najimi ended up waiting a bit too much and now they were stuck in the apartment. What should I do? Tadano, help me, thought Najimi. Back with Komi and Tadano. Komi took out her notebook and wrote a note to Tadano. Are you okay? Yes, just a little schoked, but I can get better, said him. I should have noticed that early. I am so sorry. Oh no, you couldn't have no, and she took out my ohon and she knows to make a knot, said Tadano. Are you hurt? No, I am fine really. Should we call the cops? Tadano thought for a moment, and he knew his answer. No, but at least let's inform the teachers. I mean, Yamai might be crazy, but she didn't stab me or something, said Tadano. Understood. The two then left the apartment complex and were now in the streets. I am so hungry, said him. Komi wanted to say let me pay you some lunch or let me cook something for you, however she was so nervous that she couldn't say anything. The next day, Yamai was at Nizu's office where Tadano, Komi and Najimi informed the principal about what she did. Miss Ren, I heard that you did something really unpleased to a fellow classmate. You almost hurt him and you lucky that he is not traumatized, said Nizu. I know what I did, said her. It's really sad, you have a great score in your exams, and you could really amount to something in the future, said Nizu. So am I expelled? Asked Yamai. No, because Mr. Tadano and Mrs. Komi told me that you need psychological help to learn to control your emotions. For that I will allow you to stay in UA, said Nizu. Really? Then I will do anything, said Yamai. Good, don't worry, you will still be in Mrs. Komi class, but you will need to control yourself, said Nizu. Understood, said Yamai. Besides, I know you obsessed with a girl. But you not the most messed up stalker I have ever seen, said Nizu. Really? Asked Yamai. One time there was a fan of All Might who went to the bathroom he used and collected his pee, said Nizu. Said her. Good, now I expect the best of you. We will also want you to do some kind community service, a total of 20 hours to pay for your actions. Also, we will put some notes on your files, but if something like this happen again you will be blacklisted. Also, you seeing Hound Dog 3 times a week and he will monitor how is your progress, said Nizu. Understood, said Yamai, nodding at that. I hope that you reform, Miss Ren, I see potential in you. I hope you work strong to reform your ways. Now go back to your classroom, after class pass around the secretary where would get a list of chores, said Nizu. Understood principal, said Yamai. The girl left the room and she just wondered what would their parents would tell her. Nizu said he would call them later and she wondered what they would think of what she did. I still love Komi but, I don't know if I can ever face her again, now that she hates me, thought her. The girl walked sadly towards the halls of UA and she just wondered what will happen next. The next day. Komi and Tadano were at their desk and just thinking on what just happened yesterday. Yamai wasn't there, but they knew she wasn't going to be expelled but they wonder what would happen to her. Well, things sure are quiet today, isn't? Asked Tadano. However, Komi didn't even flinch or move from her seat. Komi? Asked Tadano, worried. Using his quirk, Tadano went to sense Komi atmosphere and he was in shock to sense that Komi was feeling all kind of emotions. Komi background has gone bonkers. Thought him, worried. He then felt a cold stare, he hoping Komi was going to be angry at him. Komi, are you okay? Asked Tadano and Komi just hold her notebook. I need to talk. Come with me. Yep. She yes, angry, though Tadano, worried. A few minutes. The two went towards the staircase where they could talk without someone interfering. So, what do you want to talk about it? Asked Tadano, nervous. The girl took her notebook and started writing. However, she turned her heads and it wasn't with the curious look that Tadano got used to, it was the cold stare that she didn't knew she had. The worst part is that Tadano didn't know what Komi was feeling, so that would make things even harder. It's been a while since I couldn't read her atmosphere. Thought him, nervous. However, Komi brought her notebook on front and show her question. Are you okay with being my friend? Tadano saw that and was a bit confused. Huh? What do you mean? Asked him, lost. You had a really strong time yesterday. Yamai said she did it for me. Then Komi show off the entire conversation from yesterday, all the parts from Yamai's speech and etc. Wow! Komi remembered all that? Though Tadano in shock. You were in danger because of me. What if this was a villain attack or something? Huh? No, that's not true. Besides, the two aren't said Tadano, but Komi had an answer already made. No, it is true. That was fast. Thought him, in shock. What if Osana hadn't found you? What if Yamai used her quirk to torture you? What if that happens again? It's my fault. So maybe, I shouldn't be your friend. Tadano saw that speech and he felt the pressure that Komi was feeling. He got in danger because of her, so she didn't want to see that again. Alright, I understand, but Komi, I decide who as my friend, said Tadano, all calm. Komi heard that and was surprised, however it took a few seconds for Tadano to realize what he had said and he started to get all red and nervous. No. I didn't mean it that way. I was just, repeating what you said like a catchphrase. It just popped out. So don't look so wounded. Forget I said it. Said him, all nervous. Komi then got her notebook and wrote down her answer. I am sorry. Huh? What for? Asked him. Then what happened next shocked Tadano. Komi started to speak towards him. Want to be your friend, said her, all shy. Tadano just blushed at that and answered the most formal way possible. Oh, okay. Thanks, and said him, all nervous. Tadano knew this was a milestone for Komi, so he didn't want it to take much of her time. I want to be your friend too, so said him, but then he was cut by someone. That person turned out to be Najimi. Ah. There you are. I've been looking for you the whole day, Tadano, said Najimi. A few minutes later. The two went to meet up with Najimi and they had brought Yamai along. Yamai wants to apologize to Tadano, said Najimi. To me? Asked Tadano. Tadano? About yesterday, I am sorry, said Yamai. Oh, okay, thank you, said Tadano, but Yamai had more to see. I shouldn't have kidnapped you. I should be just threatened you to keep you away. And I said mean things, I mean every word of it, but I shouldn't have said it out loud. I apologize from the bottom of my heart, said Yamai bowing. She's awful at apologizing, thought Tadano. I am also sorry for you, Komi, said Yamai to the quiet girl. Asked Komi confused. I was presumptuous. I shouldn't decide your friends for you. My selfishness caused all of this. I'll never do it again. So I am sorry, said Yamai. Komi looked at Tadano and he just smiled at her. She then wrote her answer. Okay. Yamai saw that calm response and she had a different reaction. I knew it. You won't speak to me. Scream her in tears. What? Asked the group confused. I have no reason to keep living. Said her with a knife. Where that knife come from? Asked Najimi and Tadano. Calm down, Yamai. Scream Najimi. Let go of me, Najimi. Scream Yamai, still wanting to kill herself. Komi. Can I tell her, Komi? Asked Tadano. Komi just nodded and Tadano went to stop Yamai. Yamai. Komi isn't good at socializing. She's communically challenged. Said Tadano, much to Yamai's surprise. Huh. That can't be. Don't insult her. Said Yamai, pointing her knife to Tadano. What? Asked Tadano. Once Tadano explained everything, Yamai appeared to be a little calmer. So, I totally misunderstood her. Heh, but, that's another cute side of her. Komi. I love you. Scream Yamai, going from yandere to full kawaii. The group was confused over Yamai's change of emotions. She was really strong to tell. You want to make 100 friends? Teehee. That's so adorable. Said her. They all wanted to know if it was okay for Komi to be friend with Yamai. The group needed to see what would happen next. What do you say, Komi? Asked Tadano. Komi was a bit conflicted, but in the end, she gave her answer. Okay, let's be friends. Yami saw that and she was statistics with joy. Yes. I tally accept, Komi. I'll help fix your communication issue. Said Yamai. She just outright said it. Thogot, Tadano and Najimi. Yamai was now feeling so overjoyed with happiness that she felt she had achieved nirvana. My life is now completed. I am friends with Komi. I will help her have friends. As long as I am on top. Said Yamai. She started to have a ton of ideas in her head. Going on mountains with Komi, on a flower field with Komi and hold her and all kinds of stuff. However, she knew Tadano had more free time to be with Komi, so she came to give him a few words. If you hurt her, I will bury you for real. Said Yamai, all yandere. Asked Tadano in horror. Yamai then forgot that Komi was seeing all this, and the girl ended up falling to the ground. Oh no. Said her. Yamai started to cry as Najimi went to comfort her. Komi will hate me now. Said Yamai. Don't worry, we will take baby steps, said Najimi. Yamai soon stand up and looked at Komi with a determined look. Komi. I will make sure to get my act together. For you I will even kill someone. Scream Yamai. Komi looked a bit confused and then she gave an answer on her notebook. Okay. Yamai went to run in joy towards her classroom. My life is now completed. I am now friends with Komi. Tadano looked at that with curiosity, just wondering where this would go. Looks like we will have some unique friends among your list, said Tadano with a smile. Komi then decided to write one last message. Thank you. Tadano saw that and he gave her a smile. You're welcome, said Tadano. The group went to class where Yamai would be okay in being in the same classroom with Komi. Sometimes she tried to get her attention, but most of the time she kept to herself. She thought if Komi see Yamai all the time she would get sick of her. Najimi heard that and decided to keep that secret to themselves, because Komi would feel bad for that. For the sake of Komi and mostly Tadano, that idea should be kept in secret. At UA, Ochiko Uraraka was a member of the UA Hero course. Thanks to her gravity quirk she managed to get around the top 10 of the UA Hero test. She didn't imagine she would get this far, but here she is and she was going to make the best of herself. However, there was a little problem. Uraraka parents were having financial difficulties and they live far away from UA. As such they managed to rent Uraraka an apartment near UA where she could live without having to deal with a long trip. The trouble was Uraraka had also little money for food outside of the school lunch meal. Let me see. I have that stew from 3 nights ago and some meat, although I think it might start to rot, though her. Uraraka is a girl has to save every penny she could to help her parents. She need to make sure they had a good life after all the sacrifices they have done for her. She would get hungry, but it was something she had to deal with. I can deal with some old food, I will just cut the rotten parts and eat it. Should be good, thought her. The girl then remembered seeing an ad for bargains on a market on the way to the school. Maybe they have some tofu, I can make some delicious meal with that. Yeah, something that can last 4 nights in a row. Though her all determined. Soon she felt a weird presence watching her, despite being a hero in training. Uraraka started to shake. Asked the brown-haired girl in fear. Uraraka saw someone looking at her with a dark aura and she saw some cold eyes casting upon her. That was enough to make the poor girl run for her life. Screamed Uraraka. Komi saw that scene and just looked down in sadness. Once again she made someone run away from her. At 1D. Komi looked sad at her desk. Tadano saw that and wondered what could be wrong this time. Maybe Komi tried to talk with someone else and they got scared. So, you tried to talk with one of those hero course guys we sat the other day? Asked Tadano and Komi wrote down her answer. Yes, she seemed hungry so I wanted to see if she was okay. The answer made Tadano smile. Komi was really a sweet person, and she worries about the status of everyone, if people that aren't from her class. I guess if you want to make her something to eat you need to present something first, said Tadano. Komi then got an idea in her head and wrote down. I can ask if she wants me to make a bento for her. Tadano smiled at that. This was a really nice move from Komi part. That sounds perfect Komi, said Tadano smiling. Komi got so excited that her cat's ears popped out of her head, a symbol meaning she was excited about something. Later. Uraraka was going home now and she was hungry. She eat at lunch but all the workout she did at the hero training today made her stomach feel empty again. She was walking with Izuku and Ida who she didn't want them to know about her money shortage, she didn't wanted them to feel bad for her. Man, Mr. Aizawa sure is brutal in the practical exams, said Izuku all tired. What do you expect? A walk on the park. If we want to be the next generation of heroes we need to know what it's like to have strong days every single day, said Ida. Yes Deku, you need the right motivation to be a great hero, said Uraraka. You're right, I need the right motivation, said Izuku. Don't worry, I guess today wasn't your day, but tomorrow might be, said Uraraka. Well thanks Uraraka, I need to hear those words, said Izuku with a smile making the girl blush. Thanks Deku. See you all later, I need to pass down at a grocery store before head home. So go on without me, said her. Alright, see you tomorrow Uraraka, said Ida. The girl saw her friends go to the station, she saw her wallet and saw she didn't have much money from what she imagined. Her stomach started to grumble, and she wondered if she would have enough strength to go on for the day. I am so hungry, I guess I can eat a little bit for today and save enough for tomorrow, thought Uraraka. Suddenly she felt someone poking her in the shoulder. Poke poke. The girl turned around confused. Can I help? Asked her. Uraraka then saw Shoko Komi, the most appealing she has ever seen. She was even more appealing than Momo Yayorizu, which the girl thought has model looks. Komi was right in her face with that menacing aura, cold eyes, and having a difficult time coming up with the right word. Hi, said Komi in her nervous. Uraraka, while a heroine, was still not the bravest, had the equivalent of jump scare. Screamed Uraraka running. The heroine ended up going to the train station, where she would get the first train to her street, and she would lock her dorm. She felt like she saw the eyes of a ghost. Komi saw that and she looked down in the ground in defeat. Once again she failed in her mission. At 1D. Komi was sulking in her seat once again. Her attempted to talk with Uraraka failed once again. Tadano saw Komi in her depressive state and went to see if she was okay. What's wrong, Komi? Asked Tadano. She took out the notebook and wrote down. I tried to talk with that brown-haired girl and I ended up scaring her again. Oh, I am sorry about that, said Tadano. The girl then wrote down a little more and explained. I was worried about her well-being, so I was going to ask if she wanted a bento, but she must have been scared of me. Well, you were a bit too close, I can't blame her. If you try to have a little distance between you two, then I think she will feel a little easier, said Tadano. Komi heard that idea and she thought it was good. Maybe this time Uraraka would be calm around her. She thought about making a good bento at home and then delivering to her the next day. The next day. Uraraka was ready to go home and once again she was hungry. I need to get a cheaper market. This is getting out of hand, thought her. As the girl was walking towards the train station, she bumped into someone. Bump. Oh sorry, said her. She then saw it was Komi and she had the regular ice-cold look, which was her regular look. Oh no. It's that girl Komi again. A girl of that popularity can destroy me in school. What is she going to do? Thought Uraraka. Komi was reaching for something in her backpack. Uraraka felt nervous since Komi still had her gaze towards her, which made the girl a lot more nervous. She is so scary. Thought Uraraka. Komi then brought a bento towards Uraraka, much to the girl's confusion. Asked Uraraka. Komi looked embarrassed at that while Uraraka looked confused. Is that for me? Asked her. Komi nodded at that and gives the bento. Uraraka grabbed the bento box and was now confused on what was going. What is this? Why are you doing this? Asked Uraraka. Komi took out her notebook and had her answer already written. I could tell that you are hungry, and you don't want to worry your friends. I wanted to give this to you so there is no need to spend the night hungry. Uraraka blushed at that as she felt a bit embarrassing. Oh no. It's okay. My parents live far away, and I am renting an apartment and the money is short. I can survive. After all this, what a hero does. I can't accept this, said Uraraka. Please take it. But. Said Uraraka, nervous as Komi wrote the next line. I heard your stomach growling, you need to eat something. Uraraka felt a bit immobreezed at that. Komi remained calm and with her notebook still up. Why are you doing this? Asked Uraraka, to which Komi answered. Do I need a reason to help someone? The brown-haired girl just looked at that in surprise. She didn't expect the prettiest girl in the school to be this kind. Is not wrong in asking for help. Talk to your friends too. Uraraka teared up a little bit and bowed to her. Thank you so much. Said Uraraka, much to Komi's surprise. You can bring my box tomorrow. The girl cleaned her face and then looked at Komi one more time. Yuri Shoko Komi, right? Did I got the name correct? Asked Uraraka. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Komi-chan. I won't forget what you did to me, said Uraraka with a smile. The girl just went towards the train station to catch the next ride. She was a bit nervous, but that was indeed a really nice thing someone did for her. She didn't expect that. Komi just smiled at that. She could have just made a new friend. At Uraraka house. The girl just put the bento in her table and got her chopsticks. "Thanks for the meal," said her. She opened the bento and saw rice, meat, vegetables and other things. Once she got a bite she felt much better. "Wow, this is the delicious," thought Uraraka. The girl ate the bento in a few minutes and she would sleep better knowing that her stomach was full. At Komi house. Komi just feel happy about she had just done. She felt like a great deed was done and she was supposed to feel proud of that. She hoped Uraraka was fine, and they could be friends. However, Komi then got a shock realization. She forgot to ask for Uraraka number. "Ah!" screamed Komi mentally in shock. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 3. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author Leonardo 18 anime on fanfiction.net. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.